Hey there guys, so in today's video we are going to be doing a fire alarm expansion with the home fire alarm system. For anyone new, I have a commercial fire alarm system installed in my house. So we have commercial devices like commercial notification appliances like these, as well as smoke detectors, pull stations, and any other devices that you would find on a commercial system. Now I know many of my viewers already know about the system, so we won't go over it too much. The panel that runs this system is this Notifier NFS-320C. This is it here installed in the furnace room in my house. Now I've got lots of questions of why this system is installed in my house, and really it's because it offers way better protection than the residential devices. We originally just had 2 residential smoke detectors, and they were causing so many problems with false alarms going off when they shouldn't be. Just in general, they're not very good. They're a pain. So this commercial system is working much better for me. It gives me lots of customized options. Like I can change the sensitivity on smoke detectors to whatever I need. If it's more sensitive, less sensitive, like the bedrooms, you want them more sensitive because no one's cooking in there. There shouldn't be smoke. And then some areas, you know, it just gives you lots of customized options. And I got detectors in the attic and heat detectors, and you can just do so much more than you can with the residential systems. But while we're talking about improvements and being better, that's exactly what we're doing today, where I'm going to be adding another smoke detector to the system. Now everything in today's video is going to be in this basement of the house here, and particularly under here. In this living room down here, I've got this storage room here, which is underneath of the stairs. And our closest detector in this area would be this smoke detector right here, which protects this living room and our basement corridor. But there is electrical in here, and anything where there's electrical, that's a source of ignition, and there's plenty of combustible materials in here. So I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a detector in here. And when I was originally installing the fire alarm system, I actually left a bunch of extra cable here, envisioning that we would potentially want to add a device. So that's what we'll be doing. I'm going to be installing this Notifier FSP951. This is a photoelectric smoke detector, and I'm going to be installing that on the level 1 SLC, the basement isolator. We'll talk more about that later and why that's important. First, there's something I want to mention. And that's that. If the audio or video looks any different, that's because I'm recording on a brand new camera. This is a Sony a7R5, so it's a new camera to me. I was using my phone for many years, and I used the a6700 for a little bit, but now I've changed to this a7R5, which this seems to be an amazing camera, but I don't know for video. This is really the first time I'm using it for video. So we'll have to see how that works out. Anyways, let's get into the video and start installing this detector. I'm on the 2nd floor now. We gotta make our way back downstairs. Say hi, Ayla. So I've already got my detector in the house, but I've got to go outside and grab some tools that I'm going to need. It's a beautiful day out here, about 30 degrees Celsius, so nice and warm. As I said, I already grabbed a detector as well as a detector base, so we're all good as far as that goes. And luckily this time I don't have to fish anything, so all I should need is my basic hand tools, and we'll need to do some programming, and I think that's about it. So firstly, we gotta identify which is our SLC here, which I believe it is this guy that is all coiled up. You can see there's a bunch of extra here, so I'm going to take out some of these staples, and we should be able to get some more length here and then place our detector box where we want to install it. We have 2 wires here because one of our wires, which would be this guy here, is our SLC coming in, and then it runs down here to the front door pull station, and then this one continues to do all the rest of the devices on the 1st floor of the house. So because we've got 2 wires here, we actually only need one of them. We'll only need, let's say we're going to use our SLC incoming, which is this guy here. So this cable here is the only one that will actually need to come into the detector. So I've decided the spot where I'm going to put my detector is right here at an angle on the bottom of the stairs. I want to keep it fairly high up, as obviously the smoke is going to rise, but the closer we can keep it to the middle of the room is ideal, because remember, that goes under the stairs and then around the corner and way down there. So I think this is a good combination of at the high point and also somewhat further away. We also don't want it right close to here because we have a little bit of airflow, not a lot. This is probably going to get sealed up, but if we keep it here, this puts it a few feet away. So I think right here is a good spot to do this. All right, it's a little bit cramped to work in here, but we're going to make it happen. So we'll put this guy, let's put it right here. Okay, and now we need the SLC to come into it. So we'll loop the SLC around this side, that'll come in, and it'll come here. So this will be our center point, so we're going to cut into it. And that is not only going to short out the SLC briefly, which is fine, I'll just trip the isolator, but we're going to lose most of the first floor devices. So that's fine. So chop into that, and that will create a trouble on the fire alarm system. Let's see how long that will take. I'm sure Jackson will tell us all about it. That's the dog that gets angry about the fire alarm. So there we go. We got our 6 inches out the box we need. And there we go. It's okay, Jackson. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. And there you have it again. Pull a little bit more through there. And if we put a staple here, then we're stapled within our 300 millimeters of the box. And we got our 150 conductors out of the box. So there you have it. Jackson's being a surprisingly not angry. Yeah, good boy. You're not angry. Let's acknowledge that trouble. So the reason that level 1 is showing up as a trouble is because the front door pull station, even though it's on the first floor SLC loop, I have it programmed in as in level 1 zone. That's just what was the most fitting. And we've lost garage because that's also ran off the first floor SLC. It's just zoned separately. So we've only lost first floor devices. Obviously the ones in here are upstream of the break, so these are still communicating just fine. If you can see that detector there, that is still pulling. So let's take a look at things further away though. This guy should be okay still too, because this is still before the break. Yep, that guy's good. This guy in here, that's still good. But if we go down the house further this way, we will have lost the devices like this pull station. And this front door pull station here will also have lost communication. But everything that's actually on the upstairs, like this smoke detector here, that will still be pulling. It just never hurts anytime you get a chance to check your isolators and check that the things that should be going down when you cut into that or shorted that are actually being lost and not other things that should still be on. Just good thing to check. So let's go ahead and splice this up and get it ready for our detector to go on there. Okay, so first things first, we'll strip back our 18.3s that are entering the box. And now I will take one of these grounds and strip it back enough to go around the grounding screw. So we'll score it there, and then it's easier to take the knife in there and strip it off. And we'll wrap that around the bonding screw. I know you probably can't see that from where you are, but we wrap that clockwise around. And then we'll tighten that down. That is a requirement here in Canada. All fire alarm has to be bonded. Some people have said it's not in the US, but I have a hard time believing that. That seems pretty sketchy. Okay, so now we got that one. And obviously everything else downstream still needs to be bonded too. So we'll take this second one here and we will splice these guys together. Usually for bigger stuff I would pre-twist it, but these smaller conductors seem to wrap around each other pretty good. I don't want to go get pliers. Alright, so that's our ground all done up. And crap, I forgot. These boxes don't have 832s, so we gotta go get them. The metal octagons always come with the 832s in them, but for some reason the plastic boxes, I don't know why, but they don't give you 832s with them, which is really annoying. Now we'll take our smoke detector mounting bracket, and you can just put this on here so one side will go under and then that side can fit, and then you slide it the other way, and then, well, it's supposed to lock on, but I goofed that up. So then you can just tighten these guys down. You don't want to over tighten them or it will bend it'll bend the base, and then you put the detector on. And if you can get it on, it'll be super difficult to get it off ever again, because it like deforms the mounting bracket, and then it like holds onto the detector super tough, and then it's super hard to get off. Don't ask me how I know that. We'll strip these guys back here. Okay, and then we'll take our negatives and positives and put them where they need to go. Start with our negatives. We need right here and right here. Tighten those guys down, and then we'll take our positives, which will go under this terminal, and then we'll get a trouble in the system again because the system will start initializing. Okay, and then for our detector head itself here, here's our head. We need to set the address on it. So I looked at the device list for the system, and our last device was number 13. That means the next available detector address will be number 14, so we can set that now. So we need to set our ones place to number, or our tens place to number 1. No, I'm doing that wrong. Our tens place to number 1, and then this will need to go to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for detector number 14, and we can then put this onto the system here. So I like to line up our 3 grooves right here with the 3 there. That will install like that, and then that will twist on, and then I need to put a staple in this wire right here, which I will do so right now. This one's bent because that's the one I took out. And usually that's when we'd take the dust cover off, but it's already fallen off, so we don't have to deal with that. Okay, so there is our detector installed, but you can see it's not pulling because we haven't programmed it in yet, and it looks like our base came off, so let's fix that real quick. Here's the problem I have with these. You can see there is so little plastic there for the screws to grab onto. Like, it's almost too far gone, like too far past where the plastic is solid. In my opinion, those should be metal. Like, that's just not tough enough. It's kind of cheap. It's not kind of, it is just cheap. Where's the spot? There it is. All right, there we go. Okay, now it's time to head to the panel and we program in this detector. I apologize for the noise in here. It is a little noisy because the furnace is running, but we're gonna go ahead and program this in. So we'll hit enter, go into programming. We'll do our all zeros for our master password. Acknowledge that. This will be basic program, and we're going to do an auto program so it finds this device. So we'll hit 1 again, and this will enter the auto program. And then after a little while, it'll find the device. It'll ask if we want to add it. We'll say yes, and then we'll name the device, and then we'll have to add it to a couple different zones. And I gotta be honest, I doubt I'm gonna get this on the first attempt because it's been a while since I've programmed any devices in, and we've got a bunch of different things it needs to do. It needs to go onto our level 1, but also needs to activate our relays and signals. However, I think that gets done through that. I think if we just put it on whatever, it should be fine because those are set up for 00 for all alarm, but I could be wrong. Okay, there. So it's found a device. It is a smoke photo, but I am going to rename it. I'm going to call it smoke photo under stair storage. Need an A in there. A-G-E. So we'll smoke photo under stair storage, and I do want to add level 1 to that. L1, and this is going to be zone 2. So we'll change that to, no, sorry, zone 1 for level 1. So zone number 1. And I don't think we need to add this to any other zones, because I think these are set up with 00, so that means they'll activate on anything, but then they also have a custom for the buttons. I can't exactly remember. We'll change our alarm levels here. I want level 8's how they come, so we'll set up pre-alarm. Okay, give yourself a shout out here for helping me out. I got Adam here in the video.
Hey, what's up? 2333 here.
I'm just on FaceTime with them here, so I'm setting up the level. So which is the first one here? I don't know if you can see that.
First level is the alarm level, so you're gonna want that to be.
I wanted like 5, I'd say. It's a smoked. It's in a storage room under the staircase.
Yeah, so you'd want that fairly low.
Yeah. So I'll put that at 5, and if I wanted the pre-alarm, say like level 3.
Yep, that looks good. Do you want it to trip every zone?
I want it to set off the level 1 here, so I set it to zone 1. And
then, oh, it's the max I'm thinking of. Yep, you're good.
Yeah, and I was thinking those are already set up for like 00 and stuff, so those should go on anything,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. So that'll, the disable will work and all that should be all good.
All right, I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, brother. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, so there we go. That's all. That should be all set up. I just couldn't remember which one is which. So we will enter that, and that's all good. So now we can leave, and that's going to initialize that detector. So there we go. Jackson's staying close. This is rare. He actually likes me today. And here is our detector, and it looks like it is already polling green. So now it's the fun part. We're going to test the device. So I'm going to grab some smoke check here. I'm not going to do any of the disables for signal or the building B tie-in, relays, anything, because I want to make sure that it drops the fire door, shuts off our furnace, and turns on all of our audio-visual devices. I will warn you, Jackson will freak out when the fire alarm goes off. So I really want to see if I can get this thing into pre-alarm, but we may shoot right past it, especially because I'm not patient. And we have it set pretty sensitive at level 5. Number 8's how they come as default. Level 9 is as least sensitive as they will go, and like number 1 would be as most sensitive. You're gonna get upset. I tried many times to get you to go outside, but you didn't. You gotta go really slow to pre-alarm because you need to get past your pre-alarm threshold, but not get past your full alarm threshold, or you'll go into full alarm. And when they're only 2 settings apart, that's not hard to overshoot. It's okay, buddy. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Let's go outside. Let's go out. Let's go out. Come on. Out you get. Come on. Come on. Let's go outside. Let's go out. Come on. Out you get. Okay, well, I tried. So you can see that did shut the fire door. So our relays worked as they should. Our audibles came on. So that activated our level 1, which it should. We can signal silence. It's all over, Jackson. So you see this comes up as smoke under stair storage. Level 1, that is good. That's how I want it. But I do like to also check. Yeah, it's okay. I know you want to hide in here. It's okay. It's over. It's over. But I want to check how it comes up on the annunciator as well, as the display is different. Instead of a 40 character, or sorry, instead of a 80 character by 2 lines, it's 40 character by 4 lines. So it can still display the same amount of stuff, it just is different. Oh, it's so much glare. Smoke under stair storage, level 1. Yeah, that looks good. If I check my phone here for my notification, there you see I got my power off, text and email alert. So that is all good. I won't reset from the annunciator because the buttons take a little longer, so when it goes into initialization trouble, when I hit acknowledge it takes a second for it to stop, but the panel's instant, and we've already set Jackson off enough today. Isn't that right, Jackson? Oh, you won't even look at me. We got him, who absolutely hates fire alarms. You can't blame it on the noise, because he barks louder than the fire alarms. And then there's Ayla, who will happily sleep on the couch and doesn't care. Isn't that right, Ayla? Very quiet without the air conditioning running. You see we have an alert here because our system is down. Of course, when the air conditioning is running and the system's fully on, it makes noise, but there's always a bit of noise from the just air being circulated when the fan's on low speed. You don't realize how quiet it gets until the power's out. Well, the power's not fully out, but as effectively it is for the air conditioning. This fire door also won't stick open until we reset the system. We've given time for this guy to vent out, so we should be good to reset that device. Plus our garage system will be in supervisory right now until that's reset. And then our system should come back on. I'm going to wait till I hear the click, meaning our furnace came back on. And I think the supervisory would have cleared already because that's on the onboard relay, which goes back instant. But this guy, which does the HVAC shutdown, or no, this guy also does the garage building, so I guess it would take a little longer. It must be the monitoring for the text messages that go right on here. So see, that guy went back to normal. So I should have got my text now. So there you go, power on text and power on email, and the systems came back to life here, which also means our door holder will work now. Okay, so detector is now cleared, all back to normal. Door here will stick back open. Kind of noisy. There you go. Okay, good news, Jackson. The fire alarm is all over. No more noise. Alrighty, well, there you go, guys. So that new detector is all set up. Unfortunately, I didn't check the pre-alarm because I can't really, because it ended up shooting right past that value. I told you guys that would probably happen, but Pre-alarm is set up and should theoretically work, but really it doesn't matter because our full alarm function is what we're really worried about, and that's still activated. The pre-alarm is just a nice convenience to have to know something's going wrong a little bit prematurely so you can potentially deal with it. But realistically, that's probably never going to hit pre-alarm because I don't ever hope smoke's in that area. It's not like this guy here in the hallway, which as much as you don't want smoke, this is a place that's probably going to happen with a kitchen down there. But that shouldn't get smoke unless something's really gone wrong. But I do think it's good to have a smoke detector in there. I think that does improve the fire alarm system, as that was one of the few areas in the house that has zero protection before. So now that's there, and I think that's a good idea to have that in there. So that is it for this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you do have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down in the comments section down below. And if you do enjoy my channel, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you are interested, I do have an Instagram account at Pickle700 for bonus content, stuff posted earlier than you'd see it on the YouTube channel, that sort of thing. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching.